A couple, Rob and Gail, moves into a new apartment. Rob brings the boxes inside while Gail inspects the kitchen and remarks how the landlord left a funky fridge in the apartment. Rob explains that old fridges were really smart, unlike modern ones where the motor is underneath, pumping hot air into the fridge, which then has to be pumped out by the same motor that produced it. Gail grabs a bottle of wine and offers Rob some. Rob opens the fridge to grab some ice and notices that it is completely frozen. He grabs a small piece of ice and puts it in his glass. As he inspects the cube, he notices something unusual inside and asks Gail to take a look. She is surprised and quickly grabs a magnifying glass to examine it more closely. Through the magnifying glass, they both notice a woolly mammoth with 2 spears frozen within the ice. Gail wonders if there might be more hidden in the freezer. She opens it and begins clearing out the ice inside, determined to uncover whatever else might be contained within. They are both perplexed as they discover a lost civilization within their refrigerator. The tiny society has already built houses and large colonies, and time seems to be flowing at an incredibly fast pace inside the freezer. Gail and Rob can hardly believe what they are witnessing, a bustling, early medieval city. Rob takes the body of the woolly mammoth and buries it inside his plant pot. As they look back into the freezer, they notice that within the span of just 10 minutes, the civilization has advanced from the medieval era to the industrialization era. While only 10 minutes pass for Gail and Rob, decades pass for the civilization inside the fridge. Rob wonders if they are somehow gods to this miniature world. Meanwhile, 2 men within the civilization question who the 2 idiots are who keep watching them all day. The couple observes as the civilization builds towering skyscrapers and airplanes, advancing to the present day. The tiny society even constructs a Starbucks. Suddenly, a nuclear bomb detonates within the freezer, knocking Rob back and leaving him with a burn on his face as the destruction unfolds before them. The civilization has started a nuclear war inside the freezer, and Rob is freaking out. He and Gail look in horror as the tiny world teeters on the brink of collapse. Gail closes the freezer, urging Rob to order a pizza to distract themselves from the chaos. Over an hour later, Rob is eating the pizza and expresses his desire to check the freezer, hoping that maybe the civilization has had a chance to rebuild. Gail, however, believes they probably didn't survive. When they open the freezer, they are stunned to find that the civilization not only survived but has moved on, progressing further in its development. Inside the freezer, there are now flying cars in a highly futuristic city. Rob and Gail watch in awe as the civilization builds towering, high-tech skyscrapers. The skyscrapers gradually transform into massive pyramids, connected by numerous bridges stretching across the city. As they continue to observe, the civilization evolves into a race of pure energy, eventually merging into a singularity. The energy flows out of the freezer in a spectacular display, only to return and completely vanish back into the freezer, leaving the couple in stunned silence. The freezer is now completely empty. Rob wonders if the civilization will ever return, but Gail doesn't think so. Rob unplugs the freezer, intending to clean it in the morning. The 2 embrace and go to sleep. The next morning, Rob grabs a cup of coffee and hands one to Gail. They open the freezer, only to discover a new civilization, this time a group of primitive sapiens. The episode ends with a dramatic scene as a dinosaur chases and hunts down the primitive beings, leaving the couple to witness the beginning of yet another cycle of life. Please like and subscribe the channel for more videos like these.